at all alter your defensive game plan?
Again, let me just say about Wiseman, he's a very tough, big back that they've done an excellent job with. They've blocked well for him, and he's broken tackles, and he's having a heck of a year. And then whoever they bring in next, whether it's the young guy there, that's another guy that's a good player. So it doesn't alter our game plan. We just have to go in there and we have to play against the guys that line up against us.
Hey Bill, there's 3 coaches, both Ferentz and Kirk was a while ago, but are there some things that you all take away from that Belichick coaching tree that you use late in your career, characteristics, things like that?
Sure, I think we all, I don't want to speak for Coach Ferentz or Brian, but speak for myself. I would tell you that the discipline of the teams, hopefully we're not a very penalized team. We don't get penalized a lot. Hopefully we don't turn it over a lot. The way we practice, try to create a physical practice environment, and situational football, we really try to work on that quite a bit. And again, I'm not going to speak for Coach Ferentz on that. You'd have to ask him what he took from Coach Belichick. But when you watch Iowa, you see a very tough, physical, smart football team that doesn't beat themselves. And again, we've got a very big challenge going against them on Saturday night.
Bill, following up on that, a lot of these games with Iowa have been low scoring, real physical. Is this going to be the biggest physical challenge that you guys have had so far?
It's a big challenge, Neil, no question about it. This is a physical team. They play a very tough brand of football. I believe we play a tough brand of football. So I think it's 2 very, very evenly matched teams. Like the old saying goes, you are what your record is, and says you are. And we're both 4-2, and so to me, it's 2 evenly matched teams that are gonna really fight it out physically to see who can win the game. And I think you've also got an Iowa team there that's very, very well coached. They know what they want to do. They do it well. The techniques are good. They're a smart team. They don't make a lot of mistakes, if any. And hopefully our team can show that the same way on Saturday night. It should be a heck of a college football game.
Bill, Kirk Ferentz is the longest tenured coach in this conference. You're a first-year coach. You say something about college football that a guy that's only been around 13, 14 years would be the longest tenured coach in a conference, of how difficult it is to keep a job of this magnitude?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, first of all, it's a ton of credit to Coach Ferentz. I've gotten to know him because of my relationship with Brian a little bit, and I went out to Iowa when I was in New England. I worked out Ricky Stanzi, and so I watched firsthand what he did out there in spring practice, and just does an excellent job of teaching fundamental physical football, smart football, and I think it is a statement a little bit. I think obviously I'm a coach. I'm biased. I think there's a ton of great coaches in the country. Everybody's got their own style, and I respect that. And I think all the coaches deserve the time. When you're a new coach, it's important that you're given time. It's important that you're given time to put your own direction on the program. And so Kirk's done a really good job of that at Iowa, and obviously he stayed. But again, like you said, 14 years. He, in my opinion, he should be at Iowa for however long he wants to be there. He's done a great job there, and he deserves to be there for a long time.
Bill, over here, you mentioned that Bill Belton looked really good in practice yesterday. I'm just curious what specifically he was doing well and whether he's returned to 100% yet.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he was doing some things well. He caught the ball well. He ran well. He stretched well. He did some good things, and hopefully he'll play well on Saturday.
Coach, I know when you first came here, you went on the coaches' caravan, and you made some friends with some other Penn State coaches. How important was the support they gave you when you first were adjusting to the job here?
I can't say enough about the other Penn State coaches. Whether it's Patrick Chambers, who everybody knows I've become close with. He's a really good friend, tough guy, competitive guy, really fun guy to talk to about coaching. Or it's Coquise or Charles Moret. who had a huge win the other day versus Iowa, 5-1, which that's a great win for Penn State field hockey. You know, Guy Godowski, that was fun. I stopped by the AIC game the other night. That was cool to see. You know, we all support each other. It's a pretty neat thing to see, and you know, I should mention all the coaches: Erica Walsh, and Bob Warming, and Russ Rose. They've all been very, very supportive of me, and I'm very, very supportive of them. I think they do an excellent job, and they have proven records.
Hey, Bill. As far as this game being at night, Allen Robinson had said maybe earlier on this season you guys had a couple practices at night. Is there any sort of different preparation or atmosphere you have to get ready for a night game?
Yeah,
that's be your first.
Sure, that's a good question. You know, it's hard to practice at night here at Penn State because of the class schedules and the tutoring and the study hall and all the things that take place. So we won't be able to practice at night, but what we can do is maybe go out there a little bit later, so when the sun's going down, put the lights on, so maybe we're fielding some punts and some lights, or we're fielding or catching some long balls and some lights, things like that. And then obviously the crowd noise. You know, we've got to pipe crowd noise into practice because it's an extremely loud place where our players are only going to be able to communicate with each other, and through verbal communication and through signaling. So we've got to do a great job of that. That's a big part of practice this week, and that's what we're trying to do.
Bill in the back, a couple of your guys, Kyle Carter, Allen Robinson, are on mid-season award lists for the end of the year, while a guy like Michael Mowdy is not. And I was just wondering, because there's no bowl game to play for over the next couple of years, do you put any extra importance in some of your guys winning these individual awards to put Penn State in the spotlight?
I think that's a good question. And let me just say first off, I don't think any of these guys here really care about individual awards. I will say that about these guys. These are a bunch of competitive guys that love being a part of a team. They're team players. And so, you know, I'm sure that they would tell you we just want to win because that's what they're all about. But I do think that there's a certain amount of ridiculousness that a guy like Mike Mowdy or Gerald Hodges or Jordan Hill or those three guys defensively aren't on. I don't even know the awards, guys. You'd have to sit down and explain to me the awards. But if there's a linebacker, defensive lineman award, or whatever the awards are, I would imagine. I can't imagine that there's that many linebackers or defensive linemen in the country better than those guys. You know, and I'm telling you, Glenn Carson's had a heck of a year. Now, it's only halfway through the season. So I understand that, and we got to see it. But these award lists, they come out halfway through the season. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it all out. Like, shouldn't the award list come out when the season's over and we compile the whole 12-game season? I don't know. I don't know how the awards work, but for those guys not to be on award lists, I don't know. You guys know better than me.
Do you think there's a stigma attached to Penn State?
I don't know. I would certainly hope not. I think this is a special place with a bunch of tough, hard-nosed kids that go to class and do things the right way and play as hard a football as they can play. And every year is different. So hopefully this year we can continue to play hard with great effort. We've got a very, very tough schedule coming up, and I'm proud of these players, and I just think that they should be recognized or given that chance to be recognized just like every other player.
With Naeem Wortman, has the final decision been made on whether he can make it back this year, or are we looking at a medical red shirt possibly?
The final decision hasn't been made on that, Nate. So that's he was out there. He practiced yesterday, did some individual drills and things like that. So we're just going to continue to monitor that, and he's a really good young player. So it is getting later in the season, so something's going to have to be made probably pretty soon. But right now we haven't made that decision.
This is unrelated to football, but over the weekend, the cheerleader suffered a pretty tragic fall, 5 stories. As a football coach, do you take any responsibility in reaching out to the cheerleading coaches community and just trying to offer their one support?
Yeah, sure. I feel terrible about that. I've been so immersed in our own deal here, getting ready for Iowa. I actually just heard about it, to be honest with you. I apologize for that. Just heard about it this morning, but my heart goes out to Paige and her family, and I feel terrible about that. So when I get back over there, I'll make some calls and make sure that their family understands. I know her brother's a great gymnast here, and it's a terrible thing. And And, like I said, my heart goes out to that family.
Bill, Stephon Morris said on Twitter last night, "We hate them, they hate us," in regards to Iowa. Do you sense any? Do you sense any type of kind of extra?
You know what I hate? I hate Twitter. I think these guys are young guys, and I think tweet this, Facebook that, whatever. I mean, we gotta go play the game. We don't have any hatred for Iowa. We respect Iowa. We have a tremendous amount of respect for their football program, and for how they play the game, and for how they're coached. And we have a tremendous amount of respect for their coaching staff and their players, and the longevity of Coach Ferentz at Iowa, and the amount of wins. I mean, he had his 100th win last week. Just done a great job there. So there's a lot of respect there. I think that's just young guys tweeting this, twitting that. That's how it works, I guess.
Coach, you kind of alluded to it a little bit earlier. Can you talk about Glenn Carson? He's kind of, you've got two highly talented or talked about linebackers. He's kind of the forgotten man, at least externally, maybe not internally, but.
No, not internally. He's a very, very tough kid from New Jersey. I hope that we can recruit guys like him for every year that I'm here, because he is all about football. He is prepared. He's coachable. He's extremely tough guy. He cares about the game. Just a very, very, just one of those guys that you love being around as far as football playing goes, and practicing, and just a really tough individual. And can't say enough about Glenn. Can't say enough about him. And he is not the forgotten man in the football building, I can tell you that. He's a big part of that defense, and I think he's played good, tough football this year. So hopefully he can continue to improve and keep playing well.